When you start chronically doing 200 to 500 milligrams a day to control prolactin or whatever these guys are doing, it's going to end up very bad. What is up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Today's ASMR sip is 1907. Check out 1907.com. Coupon code Russo. And the ASMR Spritz, Intelligent Elephant Carbon, coupon code Russo, Young LA. All other discount codes and plugs are in the description and pinned comment below if you want to support me. Today, I'm going to be ranting about vitamin B6. I'll have Andrew throw up the other name for it. It starts with a P. I'm not going to try and pronounce it, but basically I'm going to word this title along in the words of don't control your prolactin chronically with this or something like that, and that's vitamin B6. So I had a avid, aspiring bodybuilder come up to me in the gym last night and was discussing his nandrolone cycle with me. He's feeling like shit, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, okay, well, give me the whole cycle. Like, for example, are you using an anti-prolactin? If so, like, are you using pramipexole or cabergoline, being pramipexole the safe way to manage prolactin? And he's like, oh no, I read on the forums that I just take 200 milligrams of B6 and I'm good. And I'm like, oh, like, how long have you been taking 200 milligrams of B6? And he's luckily wasn't taking it like super ultra consistent and was sporadic. And yeah, this is the problem. I actually read into a bunch of bodybuilding forums of people chronically taking 200 to 500 plus milligrams of B6 a day. Crazy, I know, right? So I just wanted to go into the dangers of that. So I actually fall into the realm of error with this topic because people would put in my Instagram Q&A at Russo Lifts, follow me there, like, how can you, manage prolactin? And like, acutely speaking is how I've always had like prolactin issues for me. I've never really done NPP or nandrolone in general, right? Because every time I did NPP, I felt like shit, and I never really committed to NPP only because I'm personally afraid, and with good reason, after the PFS I'm dealing with currently, that DHN, like completely switching my body over to DHN, could cause a fuck up. And that kind of kept me away from DECA only, and I felt like shit when I combined tests with DECA only, and I always felt super depressed. So for my prolactin issues, I always used a bit of B6 for like 4 or 5 days and then acutely shut it down. Right, you can get away with that. When you start chronically doing 200 to 500 milligrams a day to control prolactin or whatever these guys are doing, it's going to end up very bad. So I'm gonna have Andrew throw up the B6 neuropathy study, as well as a poor woman in Australia who suffered neuropathy from vitamin B6 supplements. So vitamin B6 is a very utilized B vitamin, primarily in neurotransmitters, but glucose, all this sort of shit it's used in. Problem is, the recommended dose you'll read is like, anywhere from 2 to 10 milligrams a day. And you have some of these supplements pushing upwards of 20 to 50 milligrams a day. Theoretically speaking, and I'm not fear mongering here because I've done higher dosage of B6, but like, neuropathy can occur at 50 a day. Keep in mind that the half-life of B6, I'll have Andrew throw it up, is 26 days. So imagine doing 200 to 500 a day, stacking that through a 2 to 6 month DECA cycle. What you can expect: muscle twitching, muscle weakness, complete loss of sensation, aka like legit neuropathy. So complete loss of fingertip feeling, toe feeling. I mean, this is serious, irreversible shit. I don't want to see that. I'm going to sound that alarm bell that neuropathy can occur with high enough dosages of B6. I would actually get roasted by my older followers on Instagram constantly that I would just like throw out, because I thought like if I had like a prolactin issue, acutely nuke it down with a couple days of B6, cut the B6. I didn't know that people are chronically using it like all the time as like this safety mechanism to prevent DECA. It's just like, yikes, just use Prami. Use Prami. Caber damages the heart. Prami is the way to go in my opinion, but doing B6 in high dosages constantly could lead to permanent neuropathy, and it's science backed. And this poor case study of this woman in Australia, I mean, I think she was not supplementing what these guys are supplementing on their DecaCycle the entire time, and it's just scary to see that that's like the common thing, is like, oh, I use a ton of B6 the whole time. It's like, that's the most toxic B vitamin in my opinion. So gotta keep that one under control. Well, one of the most toxic ones. I don't want the commenters to kill me. So again, watch your B6 intake. You can acutely use it. Acutely, meaning it cuts out, right? If you have acutely wrong prolactin problem and want to nuke it down naturally, okay. Vitamin B6 for a couple of days, you cut it. If you're chronically trying to control prolactin on Deca or Trenbolone for extended periods of time, aka months, and you want to utilize B6 daily, you are risking permanent neuropathy. Neuropathy can technically occur at like 50 milligrams a day, believe it or not. I'm not fear mongering here. You know, I've seen 100 milligrams a day tolerated, but these guys aren't even anywhere near that. They're 200 to 500 plus milligrams a day to control their prolactin, and that's not going to work out long term. I'll see you guys in my next video.